All right, welcome back, Focus Learners. Today we're jumping right into another deep dive explainer. And honestly, this one is a literal masterclass in human connection. We are going to unpack a battle-tested manual for creating the absolute rarest, most unbreakable bonds known to humankind. The source material calls this Gnarfard-Tier friendship. We're really going to take our time with this analysis today, so get ready to completely rethink what it means to be a truly reliable, emotional anchor.
Okay, here's our roadmap for the explainer. We're covering 1. The Gnarfard-Tier legend, 2. The 3 pillars, 3. Surviving trials, 4. The architecture of trust, 5. The protector guide, and finally 6. The eternal commitment.
Section 1. The Gnarfard-Tier legend, the genesis of a connection that permanently alters life trajectories.
So, the source material describes this not as some slow, gradual drifting into a friendship, but really as a collision. It's a collision of kindred spirits that just feels instantly, unmistakably right. You know the kind I mean? It's that singular lightning bolt moment that literally divides your life into a before and an after.
Okay, so what exactly is a Gnarfard-Tier friendship? Well, the definition here is pretty heavy. It's not about convenience. It's called a sacred pact of mutual survival. This is a covenant forged under intense pressure. It's tested by absolute adversity and proven in those exact moments when walking away would be infinitely easier. But in this tier, walking away simply isn't an option. This is the absolute benchmark for every other connection.
Let's move to Section 2, the 3 pillars, the structural philosophy that actively holds up these legendary bonds.
You know, there is an incredibly stark contrast between how we typically operate day to day and how a true anchor operates. Modern connections, they're often fleeting, they're disposable, convenient, and let's be real, exhausting to maintain. But the sacred pact is entirely different. It's ancient, it's unconditional, and it is built directly into your very foundation.
And these are the 3 foundational pillars of that pact. And listen, every single one of these must remain standing for the relationship to survive. First, unconditional support. There's zero fine print here. You show up in the absolute worst of times. Second is radical honesty. Calling each other out isn't cruelty in this context. Actually, scratch that. It's the absolute highest form of respect. It's how you help each other level up. And third, shared joy. A victory experienced alone is only half as powerful. When your friend wins, you win, the whole shebang.
Section 3. Surviving trials. Because true loyalty is never declared in calm waters, it's proven in the storm.
Which brings us to this incredibly potent quote. Crisis does not create character, it reveals it. What gets revealed in our darkest hours, when doubt is literally the loudest thing in the room and support feels totally invisible, is a friend of the rarest possible kind. Adversity strips away all the convenience and just leaves absolute, uncompromising presence.
Section 4. The architecture of trust. How to practically build yourself into an unshakable anchor.
So, you might be asking yourself, how do you actively construct yourself into an unshakable emotional anchor for others? Like, how does that work practically? Well, it absolutely doesn't happen by accident. It is a highly learnable skill. It's a methodology of trust that requires deliberate, patient practice.
The entire foundation relies on emotional presence. Step 1, anchor yourself first. You cannot be unshakable for someone else if you are completely shaken inside, right? Step 2, listen deeply without flinching or trying to fix things right away. Just absorb the weight. Step 3, validate their reality so they feel deeply understood, not corrected. And finally, offer strength. Walk beside them, give them options, but whatever you do, don't try to control them.
Now, when a threat is external, here is the playbook for standing up for your friends. First, simply notice what's happening. Pay attention. Then, stand beside them physically. Believe it or not, your physical presence alone shifts the entire power dynamic. Next, speak up, but do it with calm courage. A calm voice is infinitely more powerful than a loud one. And finally, redirect the energy to de-escalate. It is never about aggression. It's about acting as a steady, completely unshakable shield.
Section 5. The protector guide. The ultimate identity you build through daily practice.
Look, most people can offer support or kindness or maybe some good advice when it's easy and convenient. But offering all of these traits alongside immense strength and deep empathy and doing it consistently,
That is incredibly rare. That day in, day out consistency is the absolute mark of true emotional leadership. And to be that leader requires treating people with the highest possible integrity. You ruthlessly protect their dignity. You absolutely never weaponize a secret against them. You calmly shut down disrespect when they aren't in the room. This consistent protection of someone's dignity is what builds ironclad trust, the kind that lasts for decades, regardless of whatever chaos is happening in the world.
The source material draws a really beautiful, profound parallel here. It compares this unshakable protector energy in friendship to the heroic lived devotion you might show to a mother. You know, going to the grocery store with her at night just to make sure she feels safe, refusing to let the world dim her light. When you extend that exact level of sacred, protective devotion to your friendships, that's when you become a true guardian.
And that leads us into Section 6, the eternal commitment. Co-authoring the future. This whole explainer really culminates in a final call to arms. Number 1, find your tribe. Get out there and search with an open, courageous heart. Number 2, defend them fiercely. Defend them against doubt, against distance, and against toxic influences. And number 3, be a Gnarfard yourself. Embody these principles so deeply and so consistently that you literally become the reason someone else writes a guide on loyalty.
I would fight to the death for my friends. Now, the text makes it explicitly clear here, so let's be sure we get this right. This isn't about physical violence. It represents a declaration of absolute, unbreakable devotion. It means you're willing to pay a real, tangible cost. It means standing firmly between danger and the people you love, and absolutely never folding under the pressure.
So I'll leave you with this to chew on. Are you just a convenient companion, or are you ready to be a benchmark? Are you someone genuinely worth fighting for? The world is completely full of people. Elevate your standard, cultivate this emotional maturity, and start architecting these unbreakable bonds today. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive explainer, Focused Learners. Get out there and keep building those legendary connections.